Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. And it's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and this is BP NFL. It's time to look ahead to Thursday Night Football with my good pal, Scott Bogman, the man around town for the College Football Podcast here over on BP, and the host of the Dynasty Show over on Fantasy Pros. And Boggs, strong Thursday night last week for us, man. I got my under. I got my Breece Hall touchdown combination. But the Braylon Allen emergence, that's something that I did not have on my bingo card. That's getting real interesting, especially this week. But we're not talking about that game. That game's in the past. It's time for the Cowboys and the Giants to lock up in division game Thursday night. I saw this is the first time, maybe, I think it was ever, that the Cowboys have played a road game in 3 days rest. You know, they're always used to doing the Thanksgiving one, and I guess all the other ones have been home games. So that's kind of interesting, a little stat. I don't know if it matters, but what I know is this. The Cowboys' backs are up against the wall. Short week is the best thing they could do to forget what happened to them on Sunday. And the Giants right now are playing with house money. So let's break this game down for everybody here. Before we do, just a reminder, make sure that you download the Betting Pros app. And of course, don't forget to sync all your sports books for free and use the tools at Betting Pros. That's what we're here to do. And Boggs, when we look at the Thursday Night Football game, it's pretty clear who the favorite is. Dallas 4.5 on the road, -110 on DK. That's the best line you're getting right now as of recording. The Giants are +5 in most markets. That's about the average now. 43.5 to 44.5 is the number you're seeing. And then if you like the Giants to win out on the money line, +185. Now, Boggs, sometimes I like to keep things simple. And I'm going back to the simple just like last week. I just feel like it's time for the Cowboys to put a butt kicking on somebody. And I think the Giants are coming up at the perfect time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if this was a college game, you'd say this is a total letdown spot for the Giants, right, after their big win last week. So, yeah, I mean, I think in this game, Dak is 12-2 in his career against the Giants. They've been fairly miserable over the last couple years. Since Brian Daboll took over, the games have been week 2, 2022, 23-16 Dallas. Week 12 in 2022, 28-20 Dallas. Week 1 last year, 40-zip Dallas.
Yeah, I remember that
Week
one.
10 last year, 49-17 Dallas. So, you know, Dallas has the better record against this team.
Clearly,
in here,
I think we've established that recently.
And even against Brian Daboll, right? So, yeah, it's hard to pick against the Cowboys in this game. It's a decent amount of points for a road team, especially a road team that hasn't looked good in the Cowboys. But I just do not trust what I've seen from the Giants specifically on offense, because right now, if you take away Malik Neighbors, which there's not many teams that can do that, but I do think the Cowboys are a possibility here. Bracket him, double him, triple him, whatever you got to do. Where else are they going? They don't have a lot of other weapons. I guess Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe we'll see a lot of targets in this game, but you're going to have to run. And, you know, I love Devin Singletary. I don't know that he's Derrick Henry, though. So
no, he is not.
It's the Cowboys for me, fairly easy. I'll also take the under, but I will also caveat, I hate betting straight bets on Thursday Night Football because it's always crazy. And we had the week 1 where you come into that game fresh and those teams both look good. And then we've had week 2 and week 3 where somebody looks miserable and time of possession is lopsided and the games are bad. So I kind of expect this one to get like that as well. If I'm picking a side for it to be lopsided on, it's on the Cowboys side.
I think you hit the nail on the head, which is don't let Malik Neighbors beat you. I just talked about on the FP stream. I said, look, you're the Cowboys. You keep this one real simple. You make Daniel Jones and the rest of that collection beat you. Take Malik Neighbors out of this game, gem at the line, double him, triple him, bracket him, do whatever you got to do to take Malik Neighbors out. And then I don't know if Wan'Dale Robinson and Devin Singletary can beat you. I just don't know that. And I think you saw some signs of life late out of the Cowboys, which was good last week, even though they were, you know, the game wasn't necessarily close. I wouldn't call it that, even though at the end the score got close. It was one-sided. They needed to get out of Dallas. They needed to get on the road. The short week, I think, is the best medicine right now for this team to just not think about it, just go out there and play football. And I think they will. It is a big number for a team on the road, especially in an in-division game. But I like the Cowboys too. I'm staying away from the over-under. I'm just going straight to the 4.5 on the Cowboys. Give me that. I think they win
Yeah.
by a touchdown on this one. I think I'm going to keep it simple. So before we get to Bogman's favorite props for Thursday night football too, remember, you can make your picks count if you join our NFL podcast group. Users can join the group by visiting the community tab in the Betting Pros app or by going to the link directly at bettingpros.com/NFL contest. You sync your picks, you use the quick pick feature on the Betting Pros app, and you get a chance to win free weekly and even monthly prizes. Again, you don't even have to make the bets. You just have to make the picks. So you're saying, Joe, I can't gamble in my state. And I said, don't worry. It's okay. You can still play in the contest. bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Join today. Have some fun. Pick some games. Win some stuff. Thanks to us here at Betting Pros. All right, Boggs, let's start with Dak Prescott. Pass attempts 35.5. Where you stand on that one?
I'm going with the under here, and it's because I just don't think that the Cowboys are going to need to pass the ball so much. And if this is kind of a lopsided game, as we have alluded to here, Joe, maybe we even see Cooper Rush late. I mean, I don't know if it'll get that bad, but we'll see what happens. But I just don't think they're going to have to pass the ball. I know the running game hasn't looked great, but I think you are going to run. You're going to control the clock here late in this game, especially if you're sitting on a lead. They get up by 2 touchdowns. I don't think you will need to pass this much for Dak. So I'll take the under here at 35.5.
All right. Next one here is the rush yards for Dak. The number is 8.5. Are you over or under that one?
Let's go over on the rush yards. I think the Giants' defensive line has been getting pressure, while the Cowboys' offensive line grades below average. They're 19th in pass blocking, according to PFF so far this year. I think that with it being Thursday, you still have Tyler Guyton over there on the left side, a rookie for the Cowboys against Brian Burns, who looked amazing last week. Dak is going to have to get the ball out quick a few times. This is such a low total. I even don't hate the alt line that I saw was 15.5, and that's plus 220 to double up your money. I don't hate that. You don't want Dak to run that much, but I don't know, if he rushes 2 times, he might hit that total. So I think 8.5 is very, very doable, and I wouldn't hate up to 15.5 if you wanted to throw a little cheddar on that one.
All right. Next up is CeeDee Lamb. His number for yards 85.5. Now, is this a combo you're betting here? Or
yeah.
This is okay? Let's talk about the combo here. This is interesting.
Yeah, because I don't really care if he gets any rush yards at all. I think he probably does it all receiving, and the juice is better if you do the combined number of 89.5. I think it was 78 on and it's minus 120. This is minus 110 for the combo. And Andrew Phillips has been good as a slot corner for the Giants, but remember, he's also still a rookie, and he has not faced a lot of good receivers here. It was Elijah Moore and Jerry Jeudy, who are fine. But before that, McCaffrey, the rookie, and Zach Ertz, who's slow at this point in his career. And then he only had 18 snaps in the slot against Jefferson and Addison against Minnesota in that week 1 game. So his number has been good, but he hasn't faced CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb will get to go against the crappy corners on the outside as well. So I don't think he's going to need many receptions. I don't know about the reception total here. I think it was 6.5 or 7.5 because, like I said, I don't know how much Dak is going to have to throw the ball, but CeeDee is going to get open deep, and I think he's going to have a couple big hitters in this game, and I like the yard prop for him for sure.
Well, you know where I always stand on that. I always tend to fade away from those reception numbers unless you're dealing with somebody that is such a clear target hog in the offense. Now, I know CeeDee Lamb can be that, but to me, it's always
Neighbors
the yardage.
Is more likely. He's had 30 targets in the last
Neighbors is more likely if you want to go for attempts and maybe stay away from the yardage, or
Right.
receptions, I should say, and stay away from the yardage, because the yardage total, you can get lucky. You get that one big one and you've got it.
Right.
Case in point, Monday Night Football, right? If you watched my video here on the shorts, right? You watched it on social media. By the way, 5 out of the last 6 bets on Monday Night Football last 2 weeks nailed. Stupid Bengals couldn't win a football game.
That cough medicine?
Is that cough medicine making me smart? I might just
send it to me. Tell me what kind you want. Yeah.
But that was my whole logic with Chase. Look, it's 80.5. One big play gets it. He basically had it in the first. He was already done. He already got you. Got the touchdown. Boom. You can go to sleep. You don't even have to watch the rest of the game. All right, let's go to another bet on here. Sometimes we look for some of the smaller numbers, and it's an easy way to make some money. And you found one that's at plus money. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to go under Theo Johnson receptions at 1.5. Now, he's been on the field a lot, so this is kind of dicey, especially if the Giants get down and they're passing. But the low total, he only has 2 catches on the season, and he has been playing the most snaps, but with Dallas having the number 1 pressure rate in the NFL, the number 1 quarterback knockdown rate, the number 1 hurry rate, I think that they're going to ask the tight ends to block a little bit more than they traditionally have. So they're probably going to send them on fewer routes. And against Minnesota, they had the highest blitz rate. And he was in 64 of 83 tight ends in route percentage, Theo Johnson. So he's way at the bottom. He's playing a lot. His snap percentage is a lot, but he's way at the bottom in terms of routes run versus all the other tight ends in the league. So I think him being a rookie, this being a Thursday night game, they're probably going to ask him to just do way more chipping and blocking and those little tiny routes that are underneath and like a safety valve that Daniel Jones hasn't really been looking for recently. So I just don't see him really catching 2 passes in this game. So I'll go with the under. I will take unders sometimes, guys. On occasion.
No, I know. Also, we also like to take some defensive props around these parts. Whenever Scott Bogman and I get together, defense is always a conversation. Let's talk about Brian Burns over 0.25 sacks at plus money. All you got to do is get a half here, Pogs. This seems like a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, get him against the rookie in Guyton in his first Thursday night football game. And you mentioned even the Cowboys aren't really very well versed in traveling on short rest, as you mentioned before. But their 35% blitz rate for the Giants is 5th in the NFL. They're 2nd in the league in sacks with 14. Now, I mean, what did Deshaun Watson took like 8 of them or whatever because he won't get rid of the ball. But the Cowboys run game hasn't been working either. So it's plus money at plus 120. I mean, I think Brian Burns gets in there at least once. Dexter Lawrence is a monster. This defensive line with Kayvon Thibodeau on there as well. This is a really, really good defensive line against kind of a weak O-line here for the Cowboys. So, and another reason why I don't really like that Dak over in pass attempts is because the O-line's bad and the pass rush for the Giants is probably the best unit on the field for them at any point in this game. So let's run the ball into the teeth of that. Let's not hang our highest paid quarterback in the league finally at the last minute out to dry on a Thursday night football game.
I'm looking forward to seeing Rico Dowdle work more in this game too. Enough of the Zeke stuff. Like, come on. No more Zeke.
I don't know if Rico's good either, but I know Zeke isn't anymore.
I know Zeke's not.
Right.
So just by default, something's better. And maybe they go out there and make a move for a running back. I don't know. You see more trades nowadays in the NFL than ever before. Who knows? Maybe Denver starts selling off pieces or somebody starts selling off spots. Who knows? What's things going?
Denver.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Zach Moss will be available. But who knows?
You hate to see Cincy lose, don't you?
I know you
hate
do.
To see it.
Look at you. That you know what eating grin as a 3-0 Steelers fan, just loving life. How happy are you with Justin Fields? Tell the truth right now. Come on.
I'm so much happier than Russell Wilson. I was so unhappy when they signed Russell Wilson. I was like, this guy cannot pass the ball downfield at all anymore. He's done. He's cooked. He's washed. So hopefully he'll be throwing passes to Tyreek in Miami in a couple of weeks. We get a draft pick back for him or something. There you go. But I don't know what's going on with him. The medical stuff is weird, and everyone's like, well, why won't Tomlin name Justin Fields a starter? He doesn't have to. So once Russell comes out and says, I'm healthy, I don't know what's going on, then Tomlin will be like, yeah, you're not the starter anymore. You're on the bench.
Yeah, we're undefeated. But anyway, enough.
Why would we change? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's the whole deal.
Well, I guess the Bengals need a lot of fixing then. Now, if you're looking to build your own same game parlay, check out bettingpros.com and the same game parlay builder tool that's available. You can combine bets within a single NFL game, leverage insights like correlated bet recommendations, EV ratings, cover probability, and more. Perfect your betting strategy by analyzing our overall correlation grades and projections, and stay ahead by following the latest SGPs placed by fellow bettors. Start building winning parlays today at bettingpros.com/parlay or on the Betting Pros sports betting app. There's only one thing left to do, Scott Bogman, and that is call some touchdowns. I know it's crazy, and I've been saying fade neighbors, but I do think he can get in the end zone. And at plus 165, it's my favorite number on the board because I think there's only so long you can do that. I don't know if you can stop him, but I think you can contain him enough to win this football game handily. But I do think regardless, you just keep throwing the ball to neighbors because if you're the Giants, you really have no other choice. And I do think he does get another touchdown, and that's going to be great for fantasy managers. but I would be concerned that the overall number for him might be disappointing. But 165 is too good of a number to pass up, considering how many targets he has gotten. Bogman, where are you going for your touchdown call today?
Yeah, I just don't really like the numbers that we have on these touchdown calls
Not
right
great.
now. So, because you can take Lamb or Singletary, I think they're the most likely to score, but it's big minus money. Malik Neighbors, we feel like is going to be keyed in on, and he's, plus money. So let's take a big swing here, right? That's what I'm saying. We know Danny Dimes is a little turnover prone. So let's go with the Dallas Cowboys defense plus 400 to score a touchdown here. Now, this isn't a bet that you do if you're, hunting for the guarantee winner at all. This is a risk. This is a clear risk. You sprinkle half a unit or a quarter unit or whatever is affordable to get a big payday at plus 400. So I think I like that one on a weird Thursday night football game because they're always weird. They always are weird. And we saw a defensive touchdown last week too. So.
Yeah. What'd you think of the 2 Monday night games, by the way?
Or two weeks ago, I guess.
Just out of curiosity, did you enjoy the 2 Monday night games? Because I think we're going to get more of that.
It's fine. It's not my favorite, but I tell you what, I like 2 Monday night games better than 1 Thursday night game. I'll say that.
Sold.
I want the bye weeks. I want Thursday night footballs after buys. Guys are fresh. Better football. That's what I want.
That's right. Better football, better ingredients. Betting Pros. There you go. Don't forget to download the Betting Pros app. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel right now before you leave today. Drop your comments below. Ring the bell till it goes ding. What are you in on for Thursday night football? That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy Thursday night.